G'day and welcome to another episode of Kiwi Car Life, and this is going to be something really interesting because, getting on 4 years ago, I learnt to drive in a little Honda Jazz that looked remarkably similar to this. It obviously had a 1.5 litre engine, had the paddle shifters and everything, and I thought it was the coolest car in the world. But then as time went on, I bought an Integra Type S and then an Integra Type R, and then I had an Accord with a K24 and did a few modifications to it, and the little Honda Jazz that I learned to drive in quickly faded from my memory. But today, we're coming back to the Jazz, or the Fit, as this is, because this is no ordinary Honda Fit, because under the bonnet here is, in essence, the same engine that you find in my Honda Accord with a 6-speed manual. No paddle shifters or 1.5 single jingles to be seen here. This is a full-fat K24 Swapped Honda Fit. In terms of exterior styling, I've long maintained that the second gen Fit was one of Honda's better looking Honda Fits. And with this one being the RS model, I think it looks really cool. It's in this beautiful yellow pearlescent paint job, which just brings this car to life. And then the other elements of the styling, like for instance the blacked out headlights and the more aggressive bumper down here with all the little fixtures and the fog lights and everything, the side skirts and the nice looking aftermarket wheels. And then around back it's got the little spoiler at the back and the sort of deep set bumpers and the clear lights. I just think overall the styling of the car is there, and then the owner of this one has really enhanced it just with the wheels and the suspension and the body kit and all that kind of stuff. It's a really nice sort of OEM plus look, and many people would look at this and not really have any idea what's hiding under the bonnet, which I really like. And that engine is something rather special. It has a K24A2 with a whole bunch of goodies bolted to it as well. It's got some cans, it's got an FN2 Civic Type R intake manifold along with a cold air intake, an FN2 Civic Type R header, and a custom exhaust all the way back. And on the dyno, I'm told it made 164 wheel kilowatt and 260 wheel newton meters. So this will be really interesting to see how it goes actually, because it's only a little bit more than my Accord over there, but of course this weighs quite a bit less and is a very different chassis that it's put inside of. The interior is the other part about this car that I really like. The steering wheel is lifted straight out of an FN2 or FD2 Civic Type R. I love the gauges on these with the orange backlit theme. It looks really cool, and then the rest of that orange carries on throughout the rest of the interior. This one has a really nice Recaro seat. Normally I don't like Recaros, but this one is actually really nice. The transmission feels absolutely fantastic. Relatively long throws actually, but this is a really nice feeling transmission to use. And overall it's comfortable, the driving position is great, they've got excellent visibility because they've got huge windows everywhere, and they still have the magic seats in the back. They're really practical. This is genuinely the kind of car that you could drive every single day. It will be very comfortable, but you put your foot down and you'll beat many cars in a straight line, as we will now find out. Putting the same engine as my Accord into this tiny little lightweight yellow Busy Bee thing is absolutely insane. Holy moly, this thing gets up and goes, eh? This is no ordinary Honda Fit. It's fantastic. It's so direct and sharp. It still has really nice tight steering that communicates well. The engine just responds so quickly to your inputs. You can just tell that it's just such a well sorted car. The only disadvantage as far as I'm concerned is that it's very vibratey. It clearly has some pretty solid engine mounts in this thing, because it's very just at idle. But what it translates to is a really direct driving experience, and the handling. I've long maintained these Honda Fit chassis are really well sorted. Look at the way it goes around there. Oh wow, this is great. Turn it in, there we go. Wow, this thing puts down power like nothing I've ever seen. Holy cow. Man alive, this is something else, eh? It absolutely hauls. the way the limited slip diff works, it's very aggressive, where it's yanking the wheel out of your hand. But unlike, say, my Accord, which really does struggle to put down power out of corners because it's open diff, this just has no trouble at all, eh? It just... Holy cow, it's fast! Oh my word, if the owner of this ever wants to sell it, I will buy it in a heartbeat, man. This is fantastic. What a brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and just above all else, just incredibly well and meticulously put together and beautifully sorted car. Honestly, I would sell my Honda Accord for this without question. Brilliant soundtrack, amazing feeling transmission. It's so easy to drive. This is an absolute joy.